For the longest time, AI felt like something way out in the future, right? Well, that future just arrived. 2024 and 2025, they weren't just another year of progress. They were a massive turning point. This is when AI stopped being this abstract idea and became a real, tangible force, one that's changing our world in ways we're only just starting to wrap our heads around. And hey, if you need any proof that this isn't just hype, here it is. For the first time ever, work driven by AI has hit the absolute peak of scientific achievement. We're talking Nobel Prizes, and not just one, but two of them, in chemistry and in physics. I mean, this isn't sci-fi anymore, folks. This is real. Okay, so how do we make sense of this whole revolution? We're going to break it down into three big chunks. First, we'll look at the engine room, the tech that's getting smarter, faster, and cheaper. Then we'll follow the money trail, because there's a serious gold rush happening. And finally, we'll see how it's all jumping from the lab into real life. So yeah, let's get started and pop the hood. All right, first up, the engine room. Look, we hear it all the time, right? AI is getting better. But what does that actually mean? Well, it really boils down to three things. The models are getting smarter, they're getting faster, and, maybe most importantly, they're getting radically cheaper to use. But that kind of begs the question, doesn't it? How do we actually know if an AI is getting smarter? I mean, it's pretty easy for an AI to ace a test if it's already seen all the answers. So to really see what these things can do, to really push them, researchers had to come up with a whole new generation of incredibly tough exams. So they threw out the old easy tests. Now we've got these new, much tougher benchmarks. You've got stuff like MMU. Think college-level questions across a bunch of different fields. Then you have GPQA, which is just brutal. It's got graduate-level questions that even human experts like PhDs get stumped by. And maybe the most practical one is something called SWE Bench. It gives the AI a real-world job. Go find and fix bugs in actual messy software projects. And this right here, this is where things get wild. Take a look at the progress on that coding test, SW Bench. Back in 2023, AI models could solve what? Just over 4% of these real-world bugs. Okay, not bad. But 1 year later, almost 72%. That's insane. It's like a junior programmer becoming a senior expert 16 times over in just a single year. We're talking about a massive, massive leap in actual practical skill. And it's not just coding either. We're seeing this same kind of explosive growth pretty much everywhere. On those expert-level reasoning tests, performance has just skyrocketed. On GPQA, the super hard one, the score jumped by almost 50 points. So here's the big takeaway. AI isn't just getting a little bit better at the stuff it could already do. No, it's rapidly mastering skills that, until very recently, we thought were only human. Okay, so being super smart is one thing, but it's only half the story. The other giant piece of the puzzle is cost, right? We always hear these crazy numbers about how it costs millions, even billions, to train a huge AI model. But for you and me, for everyday use, what really matters is something called inference cost. It's basically the price you pay each time you use the AI, to answer a question or write some code. And this number, well, it says it all. 280. In just a year and a half, the cost to get an answer from an AI has dropped by a factor of 280. That's a mind-boggling drop. This is the kind of change that doesn't just nudge things forward, it completely unlocks a tidal wave of innovation. It's what's making this incredibly powerful tech available to pretty much everyone. So let's recap. We've got tech that's getting smarter at an incredible pace, and it's getting cheaper at an even faster pace. Is it any surprise that the money has come flooding in? Absolutely not. We are smack in the middle of a full-blown AI gold rush. I mean, just look at the scale of this. In 2024, private investment in AI topped $252 billion. To put that in perspective, that's more than 13 times the investment from just a decade ago. This isn't just a few venture capitalists dipping their toes in the water. The entire industry is placing a colossal bet that AI is the future. But here's where the story gets really interesting. If you actually dig into those numbers, you see that the money isn't being spread around evenly. Not at all. There's one specific part of the AI universe that's sucking in a truly staggering amount of that cash, and that's generative AI. Yeah, nearly $34 billion. That's how much was poured into just generative AI companies in 2024.
All of that money went straight to the people building the models that you and I use to create text, images, and code.
And to really understand how fast this happened, check this out. Just 2 years ago, in 2022, that number was under 4 billion. So in just 24 months, it grew by more than 8.5 times. It's just one of the fastest movements of money from one part of the tech industry to another that we've ever seen.
Okay, so we've got smarter, cheaper tech. We've got a flood of money pouring in. The big question is, so what? Where does all of this lead? Well, in our last section, we're going to look at the real-world impact. And honestly, there's no place where that impact is bigger or more profound than in science and medicine.
Yeah, 2024 was the year we just saw this wave of new AI models built specifically for the medical field. And they come in two flavors. You've got these big general purpose models like MedGemini, which can handle all sorts of medical data at once. But you also have these super specialized AIs that are trained to do one thing and do it incredibly well, like analyzing heart scans or eye exams or reading x-rays.
And let me tell you, these systems are getting, well, shockingly good. Get this. This finding from the AI Index report is just mind-blowing. In one study, GPT-4, all by itself, was better at diagnosing really complex medical cases than human doctors were. And that includes doctors who were also using AI to help them. It really points to a future where AI isn't just a tool, but a genuine diagnostic partner for doctors. But it's even evolving beyond that. AI's role is changing from just being a tool to something more. What you're seeing here is a new idea called the Virtual AI Lab. The concept is pretty cool. You get multiple AI agents, and each one acts like a different scientific specialist. You know, one's an immunologist, one's a machine learning expert, another's a biologist, and they work together on their own to solve a problem. And look, this isn't just some theory on a whiteboard. They actually did this. In a real experiment, they gave this AI lab a mission: design nanobodies to fight the SARS-CoV-2 virus. The AI team designed 92 different possibilities completely from scratch. And when they actually made them and tested them in a real lab, over 90% of them worked. This is huge. AI is no longer just processing data. It's an active partner in scientific discovery.
And this incredible, profound impact that AI is having on science, it brings us right back, full circle to the very beginning of our conversation, back to the ultimate proof, the ultimate validation that something is a true breakthrough.
That's right, the Nobel Prize. The 2024 Nobel in Chemistry went to the team behind AlphaFold. AlphaFold is the AI system that finally cracked protein folding, a problem that had stumped scientists for 50 years. By figuring out the 3D shape of proteins just from their basic sequence, it has completely blown the doors open for things like drug discovery and understanding diseases. It's a revolution in biology.
So yeah, I think it's safe to say we're way past asking if AI is going to be useful. It's here, it's smarter, it's cheaper, and its impact is growing exponentially. In just this past year, it's helped us solve the fundamental structure of life itself, which leaves us with just one final, really exciting question to think about.